Capricorn, 2026 is calling you forward with a power you've never tapped before. This year isn't just about change, it's about creation, intentional, unstoppable creation. For the next 7 days, I'm going to walk you through the exact manifestation guide designed specifically for your soul's rhythm, your Saturnian timing, and your deepest potential. This isn't generic affirmation fluff. This is strategic, Zodiac-specific manifestation that works with Capricorn energy. If you feel like you're being pulled towards something bigger, deeper, and finally aligned, that's not coincidence. That's destiny knocking. Before we begin, comment, "I'm ready for 2026, if you want your manifestations to finally hit with power and precision. Stay till the end, because the last day of this guide might just shift your life. Before we dive deep, if you find this video informative, make sure to subscribe my channel and hit the like button so you never miss more Capricorn insights. Now, let's begin. You are ruled by Saturn, and Saturn does not rush. Saturn does not indulge shortcuts. Saturn teaches through time, structure, patience, and mastery. That's why manifestation has often felt frustrating for you. You watched others think positive and receive results while you were putting in effort, discipline, and consistency, yet still waiting. But the truth is this: Capricorn manifestation is not fast, but it is permanent. What you build lasts. What you claim stays claimed. And once you understand that manifestation for you is less about emotion and more about alignment plus action, everything changes. Even science quietly supports this. Neuroscience shows that when the brain visualizes detailed, structured outcomes, it begins creating neural pathways that prepare the body to move toward those outcomes. In other words, manifestation isn't magic, it's preparation meeting belief. And Capricorn, you've been preparing your whole life. This 7-day guide is not about forcing the universe to bend to your will. It's about preparing yourself so thoroughly that when opportunity arrives, you are already positioned to receive it without panic, without doubt, without self-sabotage. Each day gently rewires how your subconscious relates to effort, worth, rest, and timing. And yes, Capricorn even manifests on schedule. You don't need chaos to create change. You need consistency aligned with truth. Now the day one begins with grounding, because nothing meaningful grows in unstable soil. Capricorn, you don't manifest from chaos, you manifest from clarity. Today is about defining, not dreaming vaguely. You sit down and write what you are building. Not what you want someday, but what you are intentionally creating. Where are you going? What does stability look like now, not 10 years ago? How does success actually feel in your body? Who are you becoming while you pursue it? This is not about pressure. It's about honesty. The universe responds to clarity because clarity signals readiness. Capricorn doesn't guess. Goat decides, and that decision sends a powerful signal outward. Day 2 asks you to release what no longer belongs to the future you're building. This is harder than it sounds for you, because you are loyal. You stay committed to systems, beliefs, and responsibilities long after they've stopped serving you. Old definitions of struggle, worthiness, and sacrifice can cling quietly. Today, you name them without judgment, and you let them go. You are not betraying your past by evolving. You are honoring it by refusing to remain trapped in it. Release is not failure, it is refinement. What you release creates space. And space is where manifestation breathes. Day 3 invites emotion, not emotional chaos, but emotional awareness. Visualization today isn't about images alone, it's about sensation. You close your eyes and feel what success does to your nervous system. Does it soften your shoulders? Slow your breathing? Bring calm instead of adrenaline? Capricorn, you are learning that success doesn't have to hurt to be real. Emotion anchors intention into the body. And here's the irony: the more regulated and peaceful success feels to you internally, the faster it integrates externally. Discipline is not forcing yourself forward. As the saying goes, discipline is choosing what you want most over what you want now. Day 4 shifts language. Words matter because your subconscious listens literally. Today, you speak as if what you are building is already unfolding. Not in arrogance. Not in denial. But in grounded gratitude. Gratitude in the present tense signals readiness, not impatience. Capricorn certainty doesn't announce itself loudly. It settles quietly and becomes unmovable. When you speak from that place, the universe responds because your energy is no longer conflicted. Day 5 brings structure, the place where you feel safest. Today, you create a simple, sustainable energetic routine. Nothing dramatic. Nothing overwhelming. Just consistency. Morning grounding. Midday intention check. Evening reflection. Capricorn thrives when meaning meets repetition. This is not discipline as punishment. This is devotion to the future you've committed to becoming. Stability becomes soothing instead of heavy when it's aligned with truth. Day 6 is where manifestation stops living only in thought and finally steps into motion. Capricorn, this is the day that feels most familiar to you, because action has always been your native language. You don't trust ideas until they're tested in the real world. You don't believe in possibility until you've proven it through effort. That's not a flaw, that's your strength. Today isn't about doing everything at once or forcing dramatic change. It's about one deliberate, aligned step that tells the universe you're no longer waiting to be chosen, you're choosing yourself. One email sent with clarity instead of hesitation. One decision made without overanalyzing. One boundary set without apology. These may seem small, but for Capricorn, small consistent actions are what reshape entire futures. What matters today is intention behind movement. This isn't hustle fueled by fear or pressure. This is action rooted in trust. When you move from that place, the universe responds differently. Movement signals readiness. It says, I'm not just imagining this life, I'm participating in it. And participation is powerful. The universe doesn't meet wishful thinking halfway, but it does meet commitment. When you act, you create momentum. When you create momentum, doors begin to open, sometimes quietly, sometimes unexpectedly, but always in response to your willingness to engage rather than wait. Capricorn, understand this, action is not you forcing outcomes. It's you opening channels. It's you stepping into partnership with something larger than yourself. Pressure comes from believing everything depends on you alone. Partnership comes from knowing your effort matters, but timing and expansion are co-created. Today, you release the need to control how things unfold and focus only on what is yours to do. One step, taken honestly, carries more power than 10 steps taken in panic. Trust grows when action feels steady, not frantic. And this is where Saturn's lesson becomes clear. Responsibility is not desperation. Responsibility is presence. You show up because you respect the process, not because you're afraid of missing out. When Capricorn takes action from alignment, the energy is calm, grounded, and undeniable. The universe recognizes that frequency immediately. It mirrors it with opportunity, clarity, and support that doesn't feel chaotic. Today, remind yourself, you are not behind, and you are not chasing. You are walking forward with intention. And that is how manifestation becomes real, not through urgency, but through consistent, grounded movement that proves you trust both yourself and the path unfolding beneath your feet. Day 7 arrives quietly, but it carries the deepest work of the entire manifestation journey. This is the day of surrender, and for you, Capricorn, surrender is not weakness, it is advanced mastery. It is not giving up on what you want, it is releasing the tight grip you've held around how and when it must arrive. You have done the thinking. You have done the planning. You have taken aligned action. Now comes the phase that challenges you in a different way, allowing life to meet you halfway without micromanagement. This is often the hardest step for you because control has always felt like safety. Control has been how you protected your progress, your dignity, and your heart. But today asks you to trust something deeper than control. It asks you to trust the process you've already honored. Surrender, for Capricorn, does not mean sitting back and hoping. It means standing steady without hovering. It means knowing when to step back because you've already stepped forward enough. You are someone who believes that if something matters, it must be monitored, refined, and reinforced constantly. But manifestation doesn't grow under pressure, it grows under permission. When you finally loosen your grip, you're not abandoning your goals, you're allowing them oxygen. Think of it like planting a seed. You wouldn't dig it up every day to check if it's growing. You water it, protect the soil, and then you trust the intelligence of growth itself. Day 7 is when you stop digging. This is also where rest becomes sacred for you. Not rest as avoidance, not rest as procrastination, but rest as integration. Integration is when everything you've learned settles into your nervous system, your beliefs, and your identity. You don't just do the work, you become the person capable of receiving its results. And becoming requires pauses. Capricorn energy is built for endurance, but endurance without rest turns into rigidity. Today teaches you that rest is not the opposite of productivity, it is what makes productivity sustainable. It's how your mind and spirit absorb the changes you've initiated. On this day, you may feel a strange mix of relief and discomfort. Relief because you're finally allowing yourself to breathe. Discomfort because stillness can feel unfamiliar when you're used to striving. You might catch yourself wanting to check in, fix something, or do just one more thing. That impulse doesn't mean you're failing surrender, it means you're learning it. Surrender is a practice, not a switch. Each time you notice the urge to control and choose calm instead, you rewire trust into your system. You teach yourself that nothing falls apart when you stop holding it so tightly. Day 7 is also about releasing timelines. Capricorn, you are ruled by time, structure, and long-term vision. You respect calendars, deadlines, and milestones. But manifestation doesn't always follow linear schedules. Some things arrive later than expected but stronger than imagined. Some things arrive early because you were more ready than you realized. When you surrender timing, you're not saying, "Whenever is fine," you're saying, "I trust that what's meant for me knows when to find me." That trust only works because you've already shown up fully. Surrender without effort is avoidance. Surrender after effort is wisdom. Emotionally, this day invites you to soften your inner dialogue. You don't need to remind yourself to be patient like it's a punishment. Patience is not waiting in tension, it's waiting in peace. Let yourself feel proud of what you've committed to this week. Let yourself acknowledge how much discipline, honesty, and courage it took to even engage with this process. Many people wish for change. Few are willing to confront themselves the way you have. Surrender honors that courage by allowing it to settle instead of demanding more proof. You may also notice that clarity begins to replace urgency. Answers don't always arrive as dramatic signs, sometimes they arrive as calm certainty. You suddenly know you don't need to chase that thing anymore. You stop obsessing over outcomes and start trusting your direction. That's surrender working through you. It's not flashy. It's grounding. It's the quiet confidence that says, "I've done my part." And when Capricorn reaches that state, the universe responds with respect. Day 7 reminds you that life is not impressed by force, it responds to alignment. You don't have to convince what's meant for you to arrive. You don't have to overfunction to be deserving. What you've planted carries your energy, your intention, and your integrity. It knows who it belongs to. By stepping back, you allow synchronicity to step forward. By resting, you allow insight to surface. By trusting, you make room for support you couldn't see while you were busy controlling every variable. This is also the day where faith becomes embodied, not theoretical. Faith isn't pretending everything will work out. Faith is knowing that even if things unfold differently than expected, you will still be grounded, capable, and guided. Capricorn, you are not surrendering because you're powerless. You're surrendering because you're strong enough to do so. That distinction matters. Only someone who trusts their foundation can release their grip without fear of collapse. As day 7 closes, you step into a quieter strength. You don't need to announce your surrender. You don't need external validation for it. It shows in your energy, calmer, steadier, less reactive. You sleep deeper. You think clearer. You stop forcing conversations, outcomes, and decisions. You allow life to respond to the frequency you've set rather than the pressure you apply. This is integration. This is maturity. This is Capricorn at their most powerful. And remember this above all, what you've planted does not need constant supervision, it needs belief. The universe is not asking you to do more right now. It's asking you to trust more. Rest more. Receive more. You are not behind. You are not losing momentum. You are completing the cycle. Day 7 doesn't end the manifestation journey, it seals it. And from that sealed place of trust, growth continues naturally, steadily, and in ways that may surprise you, not because you forced them, but because you finally allowed them. By now, something subtle but undeniable has shifted inside you. It's not loud or dramatic, and it doesn't need to be announced, it's felt. The urgency has softened. The constant mental reaching toward 2026 has eased. You're no longer chasing the future as if it's running away from you. Instead, you're standing in a place of quiet readiness, where 2026 feels less like a destination and more like a continuation of who you already are becoming. That's alignment. And alignment doesn't rush, it settles. This guide was never meant to turn you into someone else or push you into blind optimism. It wasn't about forcing outcomes, repeating affirmations you don't believe in, or pretending that everything will magically fall into place. It was about refinement. About stripping away resistance, self-doubt, and over-control so that what's meant for you can actually find space to land. You didn't wish your way forward, you prepared your way forward. And that's the Capricorn way. Manifestation, for you, has always been practical before it was mystical. It's not about believing everything will work out without effort. It's about building such a strong internal structure, clarity, discipline, emotional honesty, and self-trust, that when opportunity finally arrives, it recognizes you instantly. There's no hesitation. No scrambling. No feeling of being unready. You meet it grounded, capable, and calm because you've already done the inner work that most people try to skip. And that's the real shift. You've stopped asking, will it happen for me, and started embodying, I'll be ready when it does. That energy changes everything. It removes desperation. It replaces fear with steadiness. It turns waiting into quiet confidence. You're no longer measuring time as something working against you, you're using it as something working with you. That's why 2026 doesn't feel distant anymore. It feels familiar. Like a door you've already been walking toward, step by step, without needing to force it open. This is what true manifestation looks like for a Capricorn, not chaos, not fantasy, not pressure, but preparation meeting timing. And when those two align, nothing feels accidental. So take a moment now and say this quietly, clearly, and without doubt, I am willing to receive what I've prepared for. If you felt that land in your body instead of just your mind, then this process is already working. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not missing anything. You are exactly where Saturn intended you to be. 2026 is not asking you to become someone else. It is inviting you to step fully into who you already are, disciplined, wise, resilient, grounded, and finally open to receiving without guilt. What you build next will not come from fear. It will come from alignment. And that changes everything.